Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed your 5-minute break. So we had just left off on moisturizers for oily and dry skin. Just to recap, know that for oily skin, you're not going to have as much oils or emollients in your moisturizer because you don't want to over oil the skin, you're going to block pores. The skin doesn't need it, it already has too much oil, so we don't need to add more oil. We need to balance it. Typically, their moisturizers for oily skin are going to be gel-based and they're going to be seaweed-based because seaweed's very balancing. It doesn't overstrip the skin, it doesn't dry it out, it doesn't irritate it. You're going to want to avoid stuff that's very harsh, like some people say putting tea tree oil on your face, and that's like a no-no because that can overstrip the skin or irritate it. Sometimes you'll treat the skin with a charcoal mask before you moisturize, and that just helps to absorb any excess oil. Cal and clay mask's really good for oily skin because it doesn't overstrip. And for dry skin, they're going to be greasier, they're going to be thicker. Don't think that if you don't have the right moisturizer, you can just take a dry skin moisturizer and put it on someone who has acne because you're actually going to make their condition worse. Know that moisturizers might have other ingredients that are added to them. Some of them are enzyme based. You can have an AHA or glycolic moisturizer, salicylic moisturizer. There's a whole bunch of things that can be added in there. Some of them might add peptides, or some will have a built-in sunscreen, so you can put the moisturizer on and then have your sun protection. Know that sunscreen is very important because cumulative sun exposure is a majority of the reasons for skin cancer and sun damage. It's something that's totally preventable. The more exposure over a lifetime, the more damage, and that's why it's cumulative. So like one bad sunburn is not going to cause like lifelong damage. It would take a ton of different times in the sun being burnt to get a bad result. Typically, you want to look for a broad spectrum sunscreen that protects against UVA and UVB light. The sun protecting factor SPF rating of 15 or higher is considered to be adequate strength. For example, if someone normally burns in an hour, SPF 2 sunscreen allows a person to stay in the sun 2 times as long without burning. Sunscreens at higher SPFs are appropriate for extended outdoor exposure for sun-sensitive individuals. Know that sunscreens are available in lotion, fluid, and cream forms. Lotion are suitable for combination skin, fluids for oily, and creams for dry. Know that night treatments are usually more intensive products that are designed for a night to treat specific problems. These products are generally heavier than day products and theoretically contain higher levels of conditioning ingredients. Some of them might feel like you have a second layer of skin on. I know that with night creams, they're thicker. They tend to be more fat-based, more emollient-based. The reason being is that when we treat our skin at night, you want to use your serums and night creams at night because with serums and you treat your skin at night, you sleep, that's when your skin's turnover rate is at its highest. The water comes up to your surface and it pulls the ingredients in deeper. So if you have a serum and you're using it twice a day, using it in the morning is probably going to do nothing when you're awake. You'll get a better result than using it just at nighttime. That way you're able to let the serum absorb in and you'll get a better bang for your buck. So, know that serums are concentrated products that generally contain higher concentrations of ingredients to penetrate the skin, and they treat various skin conditions. You can have a vitamin C serum for hyperpigmentation, you could have a serum for anti-aging that has some kind of retinol in it or CoQ10. They are used at home and they are applied under a moisturizer or sunscreen. So you're going to apply the serum, put the moisturizer over, and then wait a little bit, put the sunscreen over. There's a way to layer your products. Ampules are the individual doses of serum sealed in small vials. Typically your ampules will twist off and put them on. That's the old school way of doing it. Typically now it all just comes in a pump. And know that the last product, I think this is the last one, other than masks, are massage creams. And massage creams are used to make the skin feel slippery. They're very greasy, oily. They can be in a gel. They help us when we're massaging our client, if we're massaging their shoulders and part of their back or doing a back facial. They let our hands glide easily. They often contain oils or petroleum. Some massage creams can be special, like if you're doing a CBD facial, they might contain some levels of THC. So when you're putting it on the skin, it'll give that client like a feel-good factor because whatever we put on our skin will absorb in. And some of them could be like oil-based, like there could be a coconut version. Also know that if you're using a massage cream in the face, I don't know why you'd put it on the face. Typically you're using it here in the chest and shoulder area. If you do get them on your face, you want to wipe it off because it will block anything you're putting on the skin over it. So know that what they'll often do is there's a trend toward using treatment products that penetrate the skin during massage. So they'll put something in the massage cream to penetrate, like whether it be an essential oil or some kind of pre-mixed thing. Those do exist. Know that one of the benefits of massage is that it increases product absorption because you're manipulating it, you're helping to stimulate those follicles and pores. and it can push it in deeper. So when you are applying stuff at home, know the proper massage methods because that helps to drive the product in deeper. Some brands even just have a roll-on thing where you're able to roll and manually do that. I know the Stone Roller, which has been a big hit this year, the Jade Roller, that does a similar thing. Or if you're doing a rock facial, you can do a cool stone facial with cool river rocks and just slide it and glide it along the face, and that helps to push the ingredient you want deeper into the skin. Steam also does that, and heat, so there's different ways of getting the product to absorb even better. Know that a valuable ingredient in moisturizer, particularly day cream, is sunscreen. Not only does sunscreen guard against premature aging, but when used constantly, it's the best way to prevent skin cancer. So then on to the next type of product we use, which are called masks, also spelled masks, which is MASQUES or MASKS. These are concentrated treatment products that are often composed of mineral clays, moisturizing agents, skin softeners, aromatherapy ingredients, botanical extracts, and other beneficial ingredients to cleanse, exfoliate, tighten, tone, hydrate, and nourish the skin. Masks can come in all kinds of forms. There's gel-based ones, clay-based ones, there's ones that come pre-mixed. There's others like Dermalogica where you have to spray in the base cream and then you put the stuff in that you want it and mix it. And then you learn all these little tips and tricks to how to make it better. They can be sheet masks, they can be pre-packaged sheet masks, there can be masks that you have to custom cut out and fit to the client's face, which we never do anymore. I've never done that ever. The book has the old school way too. So know that clay-based masks, these are going to be oil-absorbing cleansing masks that have an exfoliating effect and an extrinsic effect on oily and combination skin, making large pores temporarily appear smaller. They may have additional beneficial ingredients for soothing, or they may include antibacterial ingredients such as sulfur, which is helpful for acne-prone skin. Typically you'll find sulfur in salicylic acid, like in Malibu Sea, they have that mask for acne, and it works really well, but it has a funky odor. Typically, too, a lot of these products, like the masks, they're made with wellness actives. And if you've ever heard Deandra Simmons, she's great when she does her speech about her business. When you work with wellness actives, it takes a lot of time to formulate something that is not only effective, but smells decent, because some of these wellness actives are very earthy, and when you whiff them, they're like, oh, whew. There's a brand out there called Cures, and I've worked with it, and one of their moisturizers, it's supposed to be really good. It's like a mandelic something, like enzyme-based moisturizer. It smells like manure. I had an awesome aesthetic class I worked with briefly, and the students were excellent, but when they said it smelled like manure, I'm like, wait, I had to stop the whole class. I'm like, let me smell this. I smelled it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And their serum, which is a vitamin C serum, it smelled either like soy sauce or brandy. It was horrible. So cream masks, these are masks that often contain oils and emollients as well as humectants, and they have a strong moisturizing effect. They do not dry in skin like clay masks do, and they're often used to moisturize dry skin. Gel masks are used for sensitive or dehydrated skin. They do not dry hard. They are often contain hydrators and soothing ingredients that help to plump the surface of cells with moisture, making the skin look more supple and hydrated. Also know that those masks also contain hyaluronic acid usually, and that's really good for plumping and getting that moist effect. Any kind of rose water is really good for that because it plumps everything up. Alginate masks are often seaweed based. Think of alginate like algae, because algae is a type of seaweed. They come in powder form and are mixed with water or sometimes serums. After mixing, they are quickly applied to the face and they dry to form a rubberized texture. A treatment cream, which is a specialty product designed to facilitate change in the skin's appearance, or a serum, is generally applied under alginate masks. The alginate mask forms a seal that encourages the skin's absorption of the serum or treatment cream underneath. Alginate masks are generally used only in the salon unless you're going to the health food store, and you can probably purchase like a bigger thing of it and do your own thing. When you have that seal with the alginate mask, I've had one done, it was incredible. You paint it on, it's so thick, and then it dries and it comes off perfectly like a rubber thing, and you can see the imprints. It's like really cool, scary, and satisfying at the same time. With those masks, when you put your serum down, your serum will absorb in, but when you put the algae mask over it, you have some heat. It traps your body's heat, and the heat opens up the pores, and that's how it helps the product go in. It also is tight against the face, and that helps it go in too. Another thing you can do too is they make sheet masks that come in like a pill, and you drop it in there and it's tight, and when you strap it on the face, it like shoves the collagen or the vitamin C collagen that you're doing in your face deeper because of the pressure it puts on it. Paraffin wax masks. And I said that almost like an odd way. Paraffin wax masks Our mask's made from paraffin. Paraffin is a type of wax. If you've ever done the hand paraffin treatment, which we'll talk about in manicuring and pedicuring, it's the same chemical, same ingredient. It's a little bit messy and difficult, and when you use a brush with paraffin, get ready to use that brush that is designated only for that because it makes such a mess. Typically we don't do this as much. It's like more of an old school thing. Paraffin works just like an alginate mask. It's going to heat and kind of bake in that treatment. The benefit of paraffin is that paraffin is normally hot, where an alginated mask is not hot, and the heat from it will open your pores, and then you also have that protective layer that forces the treatment product in. So they're specially prepared facial masks containing paraffin. They are melted a little more than body temperature before application. The paraffin cools quickly to lukewarm temperatures and hardens to a candle-like consistency. Paraffin masks applied all over a treatment cream to allow the cream's ingredients to penetrate more deeply into the surface layers of the skin. Eye pads and gauze pads are used in paraffin wax application because facial hair could stick out to the wax if not covered, making the mask difficult and painful to remove. What you'll do is if you have facial hair and you try to yank it off, it'll cause like a waxing thing and it will hurt. Know that modelage masks are the next type of masks. I've always wanted to do a modelage. They seem like really cool. Don't do them if your client is claustrophobic because it will feel very tight. You're having this heavy mask on you and it will feel cold and dark. If your client has any nose issues, like where they have a deviated septum, it might also be a contraindication because they'll feel like they're suffocating. Modelage masks contain special crystals of gypsum, a plaster-like ingredient, and as with paraffin masks, they are used with the treatment cream. They are mixed with cold water immediately before applying and applied a 1/4 inch thick, so it's a very thick layer. After application, the modelage mask hardens. The chemical reaction that occurs with the plaster and the crystals mixed with water is exothermic. It produces a gradual temperature increase that reaches approximately 105 degrees, so it's very hot, it's very relaxing. It's going to feel like you're having a very high fever, which I know would sound very uncomfortable, but you think of it externally, not like internal. That way it's like more, comfortable on the outside. That's how it would feel from what I've heard. As a mask is left on the skin, the temperature gradually cools until it is cooled down completely. The setting time for the modelage mask is about 20 minutes total. Modelage masks come in varying mixing techniques or timings. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions. The benefit of this mask too is that the heat will produce a better blood circulation, and it's beneficial to drier, mature skin that looks dull and lifeless because you're going to nourish it with the nutrients in the blood by causing that circulation, give the skin some fresh iron, give it a wake-up boost. This type of mask is not recommended for use on sensitive skin, skin with capillary problems, oily skin, or skin with blemishes. Modelage masks can become quite heavy on the face and should not be applied in the lower neck because it will feel like you're suffocating. The use of gauze for a mask application, this is an older school technique. I don't really see this being done today, but for the heck of it, we might as well learn it. Gauze is a thin open mesh fabric of loosely woven cotton. Masks that have a tendency to run can be applied over a layer of gauze. The gauze holds the mask on the face while allowing the ingredients to seep through to benefit the skin. Cheesecloth is sometimes used as well. In some cases, it is necessary to apply a second layer of gauze over the mask to keep ingredients from sliding off. Gauze is also used to keep paraffin, gypsum plaster masks from sticking to the skin and tiny hairs in the skin. The benefit of it too is when you apply it, the gauze will get moist, and in turn that moist gauze is going to nourish the face. It also makes removing it easier because you can just peel it right off. You don't have to sit there and scrub the face of any kind of dried ingredient after. Know that when you're doing a gauze, to prepare it, you're going to want to cut a large piece enough to cover the entire face and neck. You want to cut out spaces for the eyes, nose, and mouth, and you want to make sure the client can breathe properly. Typically we don't do these anymore, and I guess these were the precursor to the modern sheet mask that's pre-moistened. You tear it out of the packet, put it on, leave it on. Most sheet masks just do it at home, so that's why I always said, I don't know how to word this. It's fine if you're doing a sheet mask in the salon or spa, but know that it's even more beneficial when you're mixing something because it's like, oh, I can't do this at home. This looks professional. You're brushing this on. It can be more relaxing if you're massaging the face with the brushes. And another important point to bring into is the book tells you that as cosmetologists or estheticians, we do not want to remove cells beyond the stratum corneum of the epidermis. If you remember what that was, that's a layer of our epidermis. We're only treating the epidermis. We're not going to go all the way down to the dermis, the true skin, unless you're trained in doing deep peels. because with peels you can go to the first layer of the dermis if you overdo them, or if you use a medium deep peel. Usually with a medium deep peel, if you do a strong one, you're actually going through the epidermis. A strong TCA or strong Gessner will do that. So like anything else, you want to know that client consultation is of the utmost importance. You want to do a good consultation because if you don't consult, you're not going to get the results you want. You want to know what the client wants, what their likes, dislikes are, any previous bad experience, and always give the client a chance to speak. What you have to say is not as important as what the client has to say during consultation, so always ask open-ended questions. Try to avoid asking close-ended ones, because you don't want a simple yes or no. You want to say yes, but explain why, or you want them to give you more details so you can work with. If you're hearing common things like, oh, my skin's aged, it's dry, what would you like? Oh, I don't know. You know, I wish that my skin was, I hate these wrinkles. And if you hear the word wrinkles being mentioned numerous times, give them an anti-aging treatment. If they're complaining about a sunspot, this and that, they want something that's going to even out the sun tone, not sun tone, skin tone. So it'll be like a balancing treatment or like a vitamin C treatment. If they're complaining about pimples here and there, you can actually customize some of your peels, like the Pro Power peels from Dermalogica. You can do a layer of TCA here where it's wrinkly, and then everywhere else there's acne, do the Power Clear, and you can layer accordingly. So some skincare ingredients are becoming more modernized, and technology that we never even thought was possible is happening. So what I'll do is we'll break here, and we're going to delve more into consultation and massage in this next video, and I'll tell you guys about some massage techniques if we have time. So take your 5-minute break, and I'll be right back.